Hello and welcome back to my channel. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. My name is Marie. I'm a graphic designer. On my channel, we create illustrations, 3D simulations, and branding using Adobe Illustrator. Today, we will create a vector rose using simple shapes. So let's start with the ellipse tool and create a circle. I'm going to change the fill color to a bright pink. Then I'm going to go to the line tool and select spiral. Just by clicking and dragging, I'm going to create this spiral so it fits into my circle. Okay. Then I'm gonna, okay, that didn't center. So I'm gonna undo this, Control Z, and go back to how it was, even though I kind of like it positioned there. I'm gonna try to center it better. Okay. I like it like this. So now I'm gonna use the ellipse tool to create another circle here in the center that kind of closes the initial part of the spiral. And then I'm going to resize it, transform it manually. Then using the direct selection tool, I'm going to select this last point and click on delete. Okay, so now I'm going to select just a second. I'm going to center, first of all, I'm going to center the two circles that I created, the first one and this last one, without selecting the spiral. So I'm going to select the two circles and align them to center. Then I'm going to manually move the spiral to fit, okay? And now I'm going to select the small circle and I'm going to change the fill color to like a darker pink, kind of like a reddish. Now I'm going to select the small circle and the spiral and I'm going to change the stroke to white. Okay, the spiral has no fill color. Then I'm going to change the width of the stroke. I change also to round corners and round ends. I changed it to, this is too big. So I'm going to reselect these two. I'm going to change it to 6 points. Okay. So far, so good. I'm going to kind of fix, I'm going to delete one more point off of the spiral just by using the direct selection tool to select and delete on the keyboard to delete. And I'm going to use the ellipse tool again, only this time instead of a circle I'm going to actually create an ellipse. So click drag. I'm going to change the fill color to a light pink and I'll leave the stroke to 6 point white. And while the ellipse is selected, I'm going to right click, arrange, send to back. Now I'm going to rotate it. Okay. And then I'm going to center it manually. Okay, that looks good. Now, while this is still selected, I'm going to go to the rotate tool. I'm going to click on preview and I'm just going to move this. I want it like this, more or less. Copy. So it creates a copy of what I had selected, a rotated copy. Now I'm going to manually rotate this a little bit. I'm going to add the white stroke to the first circle and change it to 6 points as well. And now the spiral that goes out of the circle, I'm going to use the scissor tool to cut the line that went outside of the circle, and then while it's selected, delete. Okay, now this one I'm going to send to back. The copied ellipse shape that we made, I always right click, arrange, send to back, and then I change the stroke to a darker pink. Okay, now I'm going to create one last circle, which is going to be bigger than all the other circles I've done so far. Arrange, send to back. This one I'm not going to center exactly. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. No, I'm going to resize it, make it a little bit oval. Turn it, and then what's selected again, I'm going to make it a little bit wider. And there, it's not going to exactly center it. I'm going to make these other two ellipses wider so they look better. Select this one. There we go. Make it a little bit wider. I'm just going to change the fill color of that bottom circle, the last one I created. Let me adjust this a little bit more, move this. And here's our vector rows. As I said, I'm going to select this bottom circle. I'm going to change the fill color to a darker pink, kind of like a purple. And here we are. I'm going to select everything. Object group. Okay, so now that it's a group, I'm going to move it, scale it. Wait, first of all, I'm going to create a square using the rectangle tool. I'm going to change the fill to none and the stroke to black. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 6 points for now. Arrange, send to back. Now I'm going to resize this rows, this vector rows, make a dragged copy, turn it a little bit, make it, scale it down, and then I'm going to make a dragged copy again, turn it a little bit. Okay. I'm going to make the square a little bit bigger. There we go. Now I'm going to select all three roses, drag and copy here to the bottom, and then I'm going to turn them. Kind of like now I created with the square a frame, and then the frame is decorated by these vector roses. I am going to add a few leaves. I wasn't going to, so I'm going to use the ellipse tool to create an ellipse. Then I'm going to drag this top anchor point upwards using the direct selection tool, and then I'm going to turn the anchor point to make it pointy. Change the fill color to green. I will add the same stroke color just so it matches. White, 6 points, even though you can't really see it because there's a white background. And just to decorate it a little bit more, I'm going to create a line using the pen tool that cuts through the leaf. Okay, I'm going to make it slightly curved. I'm going to change it to pointy end here, this type of stroke. I'm going to scale it down to 4 points, make it longer. When I'm satisfied, select, go to position it where you want it, object, expand appearance. Since it looks like there's a line in the middle, I'm going to go to Pathfinder, merge, select the leaf and the line, subtract, always through Pathfinder. Then I'm going to go to the stroke panel, make rounded corners, rounded ends, and I'm going to put the stroke to outside instead of centered. So now I'm going to turn, scale the sleeve, position it, arrange, send to back. Then I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. I'm going to make a dragged copy here. I'm going to always turn it to position it, scale it a little bit, make another dragged copy, and that's it for now. So I'm going to select these 3 leaves, make a dragged copy to bring here, down here. I'm going to turn them. And then I'm going to manually reposition them just so it's not exactly like leaves on the top. I'm going to move this one, select, drag to move. Okay. So now we have our frame. We just need to add the text. But first I'm going to use the artboard tool and change my artboard to a square, 21 centimeters for 21 centimeters. So I can use this as an Instagram post when I'm done. And then I'm going to use the text tool to add 3 words: happy, mothers, and day. Okay, make happy a little bit bigger. Mothers is gonna change mothers and day to the same script font. Resize them. I'm gonna turn the day a little bit just so it fits better. Okay, make happy a little bit bigger. I'm gonna change it to the same color as the rose, and I'm also gonna change the font. I'm going to select all 3 words and align to center. And we're done. Thank you everyone for watching today's Mother's Day video. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and follow me on Facebook for the speeded version of this video. Bye bye.